Welcome everyone. This is Kronos Digital Podcast, and today we're talking to Vitaly, the co-founder of Kronos Digital. At Kronos Digital, we help companies set up the only platform they will ever need to help run their business. To do so, we use a software called Odoo ERP. You can learn more by going to our website. Welcome, Vitaly. It's a pleasure to speak to you. What's happening in your life right now?
It's end of the year. I'm trying to understand what happened during the year. It was a very fast year, and maybe we can speak today what happened and together analyze.
You've worked for 20 years, one of the world's biggest and most expensive software companies. And how were you able to start working for that company in your early 20s? Because you just finished university and then you went straight to that company almost.
I started working being a student because I was learning for finance, for corporate finance, and then I prepared a diploma in the area of reporting automation. And the S&P is a company which is really good in that. So I started my career as a consultant first, and actually there was big necessity in junior consultant because it was the time when new big projects just started. Most of the companies were far belong with automation, and it was a really boom of ERP systems, and new resources were highly needed. So I just came at the right point with the right moment, and I was the right person to start that.
And you said that it was the booming moment for ERP systems. Can you tell me kind of where is it right now?
It was boom, and it was like a revolution. But when new technology comes, only biggest companies can afford it. At some later point of time, these new technologies became more attractive and effective, and even small companies can afford it. I think now, like after 20 years, it's a time when really small business, 1-2 people, entrepreneurs, people who just start doing business, they now can afford ERP systems that really bring them compared efficiency, which only 20 years ago only big companies can afford. So it's now a game changer. And I think the way also artificial intelligence comes into our life later time, maybe it also will be really easily to use, because at the moment, yes, everybody talking about it, but not everybody understand how to use it and what will be the consequences. So it's momentum for the last few years. Solutions like Odoo, which helps small companies grow fast, that's really, I think, a game changer for them.
It's like the internet.
Yes, like the internet, like mobile phones, like cars, 100 years ago, like everything. So first technology comes and it's expensive, then it becomes our regular life.
Why are you in Serbia right now?
I think like most of other people, we combine several factors maybe. So first is what happens between Russia and Ukraine, of course, and then I look at this situation as an opportunity for me and my family to make a journey. So I'm 40 years old, it's time to try something new, and maybe later in 10 years I won't have such an opportunity. So it's our joint journey for something new, interesting, and that's exactly what we experienced during this year. A lot of things that we do first time, we enjoy it, we get new emotions. We got after a baby in Belgrade, so everything renewed.
Some people saying that in their 40s and 50s, their life just begins, and then other people say that it's almost the end of the life. How are we able to get to this point of view where it's 14, you want to try new things, because other people you never...
It's interesting. I also feel some changes as an age comes higher. I try not to eat too much at one time, because after that I want to sleep. We have some experience, and I feel that I want to implement this experience, maybe also because of new city, new country, new connections, feeling met with you. Also, that brings me some energy in my life also. And I think I would not get this energy staying in Russia with all the obstacles and all the negative emotions that's going around, unfortunately.
You moved to Serbia after the war between Russia and Ukraine. Can you tell me how was it like physically and emotionally for you to go through this whole process with your family?
We are lucky. For us, it was not a difficult choice. We made this quite easy, I think, compared to other people. So we have enough resources, enough money, enough help from other people. So it was easy for us. And fortunately, all people that were facing in Serbia, like our landlord is a fantastic family. They are supporting us in private, in business things. Also, the landlord who supported us with opening this co-working space, also very nice people. It looks like the whole community also joined. I feel that exactly in Serbia, it's much easier than maybe in other countries. Maybe we're lucky meeting only good people, but so far we don't have any issues. Even with the policeman stops us and giving us a fine, so he's doing it with a smile, and you feel okay, that was not a fine, but you've learned the lesson, and you paid the lesson, and okay, you're getting some knowledge.
I absolutely agree with you. Serbia welcomes Russian people very, very well because they understand what we went through because they had the same thing 20 years ago. Yeah, so thank you to Serbian people. In the war between Russia and Ukraine ended, would you go back to Russia or?
For now, no. Of course, at some point of time, I want to come back to Russia. I keep all the connections. I would say that still it's my country and I'm still Russian. I'm not going to change my passport, but we have so many new things here started that it would be such a pity to stop everything and just leave back to Russia. So I want to settle it up, get this experience, get done what we planned, to look how it goes. And then, of course, at some point of time, I would be happy to come back to Moscow, not with an empty deck. So with some new knowledge, something else that I'm getting back to Russia.
Yeah, so you want to get experience here and then bring that experience and...
Yes, I want to get results from this journey. I don't want to think about it as I'm just waiting for something to happen. I want to live these years fully with all the emotions and with all the results that I can get here. That's why I try not to think about when I will be able to come back to Russia. If yes, if no, I don't think about it much, and I try to live here like 100%, and then we'll see what happens. So I cannot manage all this Russia-Ukraine situation, war. So try not to waiting results from them. Of course, I looking for the news, etc. So it really affects me, but I'm trying not to depend on that fully.
At some point, I stopped looking at the news because I would get anxiety every single time I would look at the news, and my mental health struggled a lot. When I have calls with my relatives from Russia, they tell me the news that they have. Recently, Russia created a new thing where if you have like a fine or if you were invited to military, they would take your passport and they would make it worthless.
And but funny thing, yes, I also heard about it in negative view. But when I spoke about it with the Serbian, he said, "Look, if you will go on the red light by car in Belgrade, policeman stop you, he will take your passport immediately." So why do you think it's something strange, etc.? And I tried to explain that, look, it's like not a freedom, you're losing your rights, etc., etc. But he said, in Serbia, if you are foreigner and you are like breaking the law, police takes your passport until we pay the fine and everything is okay. So I was lost when we are talking about these rights and saying that Putin is implementing very, very bad laws, etc. And here, at the same time, I live in Belgrade, I can face the same issues. But of course, from emotional point of view, we feel difference, right? Yeah, about those in Russia and Serbia. When I see in Serbia, it's still like freedom we had in the 30 years ago in Moscow, and I feel it's positive. Of course, Serbian people see it differently. They see also a lot of negative things, etc. But we as a newcomer will only see top layer, and even we have some also issues with the banks, etc. But overall, it's 4+ out of 5. So I'm happy with it.
So once again, after the war between Russia and Ukraine, you came to Serbia, and then you or your wife, or you and your wife, you decided to open up a business here.
Yes, it's actually my wife. She said, I want to join community. I want to make some impact. I came to Belgrade like a few months earlier than the family. And for these few months, I visited networkings. One of them we met with you and make a good connection. So I saw that a lot of people are trying to realize themselves, or how to say, to start. They're facing the same issues where we can do that. So this idea of co-working for creative people, it came at that time. And Anna, she was happy with this idea. So I think maybe next week, when she just landed in Belgrade, we had a visit and we thought a good place. And she said, I don't want to calculate business case, etc. I said, look, we have to make a business plan, etc., etc. She said, I don't want. If I will do it this way, I won't be passionate and I need energy to do that. And if I will create a business plan, I will lose my energy. So I want to put energy in doing real things instead of calculating Excel profit, etc. So we just started it with no clear understanding, and people liked it. We have, I think, good rate of using co-working, so people joining us. And also what is really good, that a lot of people who started and tried doing things in Cepho space, later they open their own spaces and they're successful, like ceramic studio for children training, some schools, etc. So I'm happy that not only people are visiting Cepho space, but they are realizing themselves in a new life, and that's really brings joy. Unfortunately, the other side is that because we were not good yet in planning, most of the time it's 0% ability. So everything we earned, we spent, and now we are at the point when we try to restructure it in a more efficient way.
From like people's satisfaction, you know, also Forbes reached out to you and to write an article about the Cepho space here.
Thanks to Cepho space, we had a lot of connections, and all these connections are helping us. So one of them was this person who invited Anna to make interview with Forbes. Then another one, BBC. So people are also trying to understand how Russian feels here in Serbia and Belgrade. I don't know how many people came, maybe 100,000 people in Belgrade from Russia. It's already a big community.
Yeah.
Of course, it also has impact on Serbia, and I think it's important for people to understand that we are not disturbing much, and that we are jointly in a good way.
Last week I was talking to my lady, and we were talking about 100,000 Russian people came here, but then they changed the Serbian economy like dramatically, because if you think about it, like 100,000 people, I mean, it's a big number, but relatively to like the size of the country like Serbia, which is 7 million, these 100,000 people changed the economy dramatically, and then so many things are happening way faster here. So of course it did do some bad things. For example, rent, when Russian people came, and then the rent just skyrocketed at the same time. It did bring some valuable things to Serbian people as well.
Maybe. I still think that European Union has more impact on real economics of Serbia, because we can see a lot of plans from multinational companies here in Serbia, automotive, agriculture, etc. I think they have, in absolute figures, they have a much more impact. But small entrepreneurs, I think number of preduzetnik opened by Russians, I think it's much higher. I don't know real things, but it's my estimation from the air. So I heard that food restaurants, cafes, very successful. I heard Russians open this new apotheca in my area, and they have a plans like to open 500 locations in Serbia. So I think that's pretty much. Yeah, if things will continue evolving this way, it will be really great for Serbia. And of course, China. And China also has a much bigger impact. So we should not think like Russians doing really big change. I think in absolute it will be still quite small.
As I said, I don't really look at the news because it brings me anxiety. Even just looking at any news brings me anxiety. So
Belgrade is going to build this tube, like transportation and metro, how we call it, underground tube. But I think in Belgrade it will be above the ground. Probably, I don't know exactly. It's interesting. It will be built by Chinese or Russian company.
Let's change the topic slightly.
Sure.
What is the most embarrassing moment of your life?
I'm short of language. Embarrassing means when you become red like paradise.
Yeah.
I had a lot, and difficult to select one. Embarrassing moments in which area? Women, financial, a job at home.
Well, maybe about business.
For me, it's still when you have to fire people. I was a team manager, and he was a consultant, and we did a great project, and he was key expert with the new technology and results of this project. It was highly dependent on this person, but he was not a regular person. Different mindset with different approach, and to be honest, I was not very good in understanding that. And when I spoke with him about his new career opportunities, etc., I became crazy. So I started shouting and then saying bad words, etc. And because I thought that we are on the same page, we agreed before, like 5 months ago, what will be the career path, etc. And then he said at the end of the project, look, I'm so important for you that I want different compensation, different everything, etc. But in our business model, it was not possible, and I was angry on him, and I was shouting, etc. And because we had a small office, I thought that it was only between us. But later I realized that everybody in the office heard everything, because I was qualified for them. It was a disaster. I mean, we stopped talking at each other, and he left the company, and later I even wrote email to everybody that he made a bad decision, etc. A few weeks later, when I calmed down, I understood that actually it's embarrassing, and it was simply I did not understood his ambitions, and I was not able to give him better conditions, etc. We should not stop fights at this point of time, because later I still had several cases where I would buy this guy, for example, to make a job with a high rate, etc. But for me, it was no go, because we already finished our discussion in a bad way, so I was not able to cooperate with him. And later I understood that even if you cannot work with a person, it's better to stop, keep connection good, and then later, maybe at some point of time, it will be win-win situation. But it was maybe 10 years ago, and I just gave my emotions out. And now I'm thinking and I feel embarrassing.
I would never think that you can shout at somebody or something. You are very calm all the time, very like organized and very, everything thoughtful.
And that's another side of the moon. If the person is looks to be calm, soft, etc., that means that he keeps everything inside. And at some point of time, very tiny thing can be the last drop, and then it goes out. So it happens sometimes in family, sometimes in work, on the road when you are in a traffic jam, etc. That's why I need sometimes feel what really I feel inside. I'm angry or not. If I'm becoming angry, is it because now something happens or something happened earlier, and that I need to have some time to let emotions out. That's why I like playing hockey, because for me it's a time when I can release emotions, and you smash him with a hockey stick and everything's okay, so everybody is safe.
Tell me more about ERP. What is it? What is the ERP?
ERP is an enterprise resource planning system, right? It's like an all-in-one solution for your business. So it's a solution that helps company to manage all relevant business processes, from sales to execution, from the point where the customer first touch you and say, I want to buy something, till the point when you deliver the product and the customer is happy and the whole process is finished. So it's like sales, purchasing, production, delivery, everything that your business is really doing, it can be managed by ERP systems. In case you have it in one system, the idea that it's all connected. Once you have something in one part of your business, you can see as a manager, as owner of the company, you can get a clear accounting, clear reporting, everything online at the same point of time. And you understand that your business works as a system, as a machine, with a predefined processes, with expected quality, etc. So it operates with rules that you put into the system, and system controls people and helps people do their job effectively. So that's, I think, the main idea of ERP solution.
Why businesses use ERP or should use ERP?
It's mainly a question of owner. So if the owner wants to get control, to get analytics, to get reporting, to understand how the business goes, where it goes, how things are doing, because sometimes what I see is that without good ERP system, companies tend to have some leaders in the company. For example, they have a great commercial director, great sales department, great sales owner, thinks, okay, we have a great sales, everything's fine, we are effective and successful. But then at the end of the year, when he starts, for example, analyzing profit loss, he say that something is not as optimistic, something is not really good. Why? Because on the way from sales to final results, they were not effective. So that's why ERP can help, of course. Not only ERP, it also requires a lot of efforts from people, etc. Automation doesn't mean that system doing everything themselves. So first, people should put effort to put the rules inside the system, and then the system can operate. But of course, it helps control, get reporting, and automate routine processes. I think that's really why ERP can help.
So you said that you first have to craft the ERP system, right? And then it worked great. And I shared about Alex from Wizard recently. He's talking about creating a really good product. So spend a lot of time creating, and then it will bring results. So if you spend two weeks writing a book, it will probably not be good. So the same thing here. You create a good system, and then
you test it, you change, you understand what is good, what is not. So you spend some time to make processes good because it also impacts quality of your product and the other things. So time spent is important also for the team, for the business to be on the same page. What I've seen at some projects of automation, the teams that were responsible for implementing ERP systems, it likes from each department, they are giving person who oversees, who understands how it should work, and who will help implementation partner to configure the system. And after the project, these teams becomes much more educated and understand about the business much more than any person from one department, because they understand all the independencies, all the connections between different departments, how the logic goes. And doing this project, it's a good exercise for business to renew also, to remove something ineffective, to find where the key points are, where the showstoppers, etc. Bottlenecks, also important. So doing this exercise, it's like doing
Like cleaning the
cleaning the house, going to psychologist when you have time to analyze your business. I think that will create effect, even if you are redesigning Excel spreadsheet instead of automation. So thinking about your business will help you.
How long does it usually take for ERP systems to be implemented into a business?
It depends. There is no simple answer on that because it depends on the size of the company, what they're going to implement, etc. I only can say that 10, 15 years ago, when we were talking about such projects, it always was like 1 year and plus. Now, when we are talking especially for the small business, it's absolutely different. We're now talking about plug and play. So just we're activating solution, it's out of the box, ready. Specifically with Odoo, you just go to the trial mode, it's already up and running. You just need to enter the data, put some clicks, and then let's say 80% ready solution, right? You can get figuring how it works, how it can help you, etc. So it doesn't really take much time for you to understand basic logic. And then it's about efficiency. You start optimizing, trying this and that, etc. And then the rest, 20% never ends. Because as you're trying to complete this 20%, then new change requests are coming, then your business has changed, they open something else, allocations, new departments, new business processes, etc. And then we are going into a run mode of the business when you just support never-ending business growing and then growing change requests, etc. So I think now for the solutions like Odoo, it's about this, not even weeks. And if you're ready to go with a standard, because what I like really with Odoo, and specifically for small business, usually small business is run by people who are great in the products. They understand their product well, but they are not fully educated entrepreneurs, right? They are beginners in entrepreneurship. So they are new with that. And some of them do not really understand accounting. They cannot understand that, for example, if they buy equipment, then they need to make depreciation and then all this calculating, etc. These are the things that ERP can do automatically, and they can educate, because in ERP system, doesn't matter which one, in all of them, actually already predefined business logic. And if you are just using it, you're getting educated. You become a good accountant automatically, good salesperson, good purchasing person, etc. Just by applying this simple logic that already in the system. Good marketing expert, etc. Of course, at some level, but it's much better than if you do not understand these areas at all. With a modern ERP system, you can be really fast with implementation.
Which businesses shouldn't use ERP? So,
Interesting question. A lot of cases when even non-profit organizations also, even it's not about question, for example, about profit, non-profit. I think on average, if we will take two companies at the same industry and at the same market, and one of them is using ERP system and another is not using them, first one will be on average more successful. That means that they've already invested a lot in thinking how the processes are going, they are well structured, and the discipline is good in this company, and they are fast in implementing changes, processes, etc. Of course, we have some entrepreneurs who hasn't finished MBA, etc., etc. But in average, if you completed university, you are more successful than the person who did not, because you spend some time learning and you got knowledge, and then on average you will be more successful. That's, I think, the same analogy can be implemented to business.
every businesses should use ERP, and then it depends more on the businesses themselves if they need it. Because if you're like very small business, then you might not have the budget or might not have the need to do it. But then as you grow, all businesses.
That's what look with Odoo. So, for example, you one person, right? So for the one person, the whole complete package of ERP solution for you would be 200 euros per year. So it's not really a big budget to implement it. And of course, you don't need to spend a lot of money on implementing it. So you just start doing it, and you have everything in one place instead of different Excel spreadsheet. One thing is here, one is here, one is written with a pen, etc. Email marketing somewhere, website. I have a person who is doing, but I don't know how he is doing, etc. So you can have everything in one place. Once you get this knowledge, you can control your business better. Of course, you can do it without ERP solution, and many people doing it this old-fashioned way. But I think it's also because sometimes people are not going to grow. They are simply enough with what they have, and they don't need any changes. For these companies, of course, maybe it's good for them to have everything written in the book, and they're fine with that. But if you want to be more efficient, if you want to grow, then I think that's the right choice.
What would you say to all the new entrepreneurs and new businesses that don't know about ERP systems?
Just give it a try, and you will see it's not so complicated. It's not about IT. It doesn't require you programming. It just helps you to structure your business, understand where the main costs are, etc. For example, with the server space, our case, we actually stepped in the same issue and problem, because Anya, my wife, she said, I don't want doing business planning, etc. So we were running like full speed without any calculations, etc. Look here, now we're at the point when we are successful, we are fully booked, but we don't have a real profit. At the end of the year, we're calculating everything we earned, we spent. And fortunately, we've implemented the solution for the last few months, and that helped us actually to understand, okay, where the money are going. And okay, we spend a lot of money on salary because we have administrators, etc. They are nice people doing great, but then you're trying to ask you a question, okay, but if that doesn't work, how can I change the business model so that we keep everything goes smoothly, but with different costs? And we invented this approach that we can minimize salary, we can automate entry of the customers, we can automate bookings, we can automate everything, and then we don't really need staff. We can do everything just online, remotely, and then we can make much more spaces for that, and it could be automated, and that creates efficiency for us, and that will create a profit for us. So it won't be easy to understand without data. And if you don't have ERP solution or any other solution, it's really difficult to understand. Okay, you can have, for example, a CRM system, right? It helps you understand how much money you potentially can earn. How many customers do you have on average? What is the average bill, for example? What is the time to get new customer, etc. So that is sales part, but what about your costs? What about efficiency? So it's much easier to understand once you have the full picture, and then you can find new opportunities. I would say in August, it's a time of vacations, everybody out on the sea. So for example, for Settle Space, it was a low period and we were like not getting money to pay rentals, etc. And we were thinking, oh, that's bad idea, it doesn't work. We should sell it, or we should just stop doing this business. It doesn't bring us money, and it's a lot of effort spent, etc. So just instead of this, try think to how you can reorganize, how you can restructure. And in order to find opportunities here, you need data. And I think here is more than solutions come with the key.
So ERP doesn't just save time and money, it also kind of helps see the whole business as a picture or just on the screen.
Yes, and you get understanding because it's not enough to sell your super products. You also need to produce it, buy it, deliver it, and feel your customers happy. So a lot of things. Usually people are very good in some certain areas, like 3-4 out of 5, and still something one will be missing. If they are very good in selling, they usually struggle with the discipline, with the delivering results. So they are so nice, they're promising a lot, but then delivery is another skill, sometimes different. If they are like technical geek IT programmer, they're very good in doing everything in a good order, but they are struggling with the sales because they cannot communicate in an open way with people, etc. So ERP systems can help to understand where you can add something, like new people, new processes, something else.
What is the thing you like the most about ERP?
I'm a kind of person, I like order. I like when everything is go smoothly, structured, when I can understand what's happening, etc. So it gives me feeling of control. But of course, not maybe it's fixtures that we have control. But at least I feel comfortable with that, and that really I really like that. When I see figures, when I see, okay, months has finished, we are good here, we are bad here, we can improve here. So I like this kind of things. Crafting, changing, it's like playing Lego actually. When you change something, it works, and then you feel happy with it. Then maybe because of that, I'm actually doing IT. Not as a programmer, but more as implementing IT solutions for business, for companies, finally for people.
Mm-hmm. What are the biggest challenges, or like other unique challenges that businesses face when they're implementing ERP? What do they have to go through, and how can businesses overcome these obstacles?
As our late case with Mauritius company, I think that one of the most difficult thing is start using something new. So get this habit, change your mind. For example, doing your personal accounting of your family budget or something like that. It's very difficult to start and make this habit. Once you have this habit, you feel comfortable. When you start using your new IT solution, like if you will change from iPhone to Android, you will feel terrible 1 month maybe. It's not because Android is a bad system. It's just simply different. You don't have the habit, and your brain requires more energy to get comfortable with that. So if you will change to BlackBerry, you remember this iPhone, BlackBerry,
Something like that.
yes. Once I have a friend, she was extremely efficient with a BlackBerry phone, but it's absolutely different. When she showed me the phone and she said, "Why do you using iPhone? Look, this is so comfortable. I can do, and it has QWERTY buttons. It has some stick. For me, it's crazy, but she is comfortable with that. She can do things faster than I can do with iPhone, like taking with my fingers." So that's, I think, coming back to your question, it's only about habits. So, okay, you've made a decision, for example, to run ERP system, then you spend some time, start using it, and when you feel you're not comfortable, it's psychological moment. You feel like you are on the bottom. When we are implementing solutions, decide, okay, I want to implement something new and that will help me. He feel like very energetic and fully, he believes it will change dramatically this life, etc. The same when they buy card to fitness, to gym, and they feel really happy. Okay, now I will get my perfect body. I will be best version of myself, etc. Then you need to to continue working. Like you will have difficulties, you have bad emotions, not because it's bad choice, just because you have to make a mistake. And once you are comfortable with that, you will see results. But before that, you will go below the zero, and it's very
despair.
Very of this despair. Okay, you just need to be strong at this bottom. Then you will start going faster and faster and be more effective. So most of the projects that are successful, etc., is because they were lost at this point. Sometimes because people are trying to make too many change at one time. So it's better start doing things, make maybe 80% of all the needs you want, and then the rest you will go later, but not to run in the full armor very fast.
So
then you will be step by step, doing things in some order, and then you will get your results.
When selecting ERP, what should businesses pay attention to?
Good question. Now, that most of the people, they are trying to select a cheap solution, something they can afford that will not maybe dramatically increase the cost. Okay, that could be approach. But my understanding is that you have to spend some money on IT solutions, right? And you can make it in a way that you don't pay $100 million at once, but then you make it flat, this cost. So modern IT solutions about it, because it's cloud, you just pay a subscription and you do not really invest in data centers, in servers, IT stuff. Everything is included in the price, right? So that's a good approach to start, especially for small business who doesn't have any IT department, etc. So that's good. But then when people, for example, they are going to implement the ERP solution, right? So of course it costs money and it will take your time. Think about it as investment. So you're doing some investments and you expect some results in the future. So think about it not as a cost and lost money. You think about it as investment. And then if you make a business case and you see that, for example, I'm spending now 500 euros, but if I will sell 10% more of my product, it will create revenue, it will create profit, and that's, for example, a good case, right? And in some in some solutions like HR solutions, etc., it's really difficult to make a business case. Because, for example, okay, we are implementing a talent management solution. It will help you to make a performance review for your team. It doesn't really have a direct impact on your revenue, but it has some non-direct impact. For example, your team feel more loyal, they speak more with the managers, they have better connection, finally they have better efficiency. So if you will understand that, for example, for IT companies, salary is a huge part of cost, right? If you feel that you spend salary, but you're not getting 100% of efficiency from your team, and if your IT solution will help you to increase this efficiency through improving loyalty, etc. So that's the business case, and you can calculate it, and you can make the same case successful. Not only because you will fire people because of automation, but because you will change efficiency. So think about ERP solution as investment solution that can grow your business, and think that you should buy ERP solution that has a capacity for your growth. Don't buy solution that fits your requirements right now, like shoes. You want to buy a shoe that exactly size your foot. With the ERP solution, you should buy with some capacity, because you need solution that will support your growth and will move you to the higher results. So think about it. Always try to go on the next level. Fortunately, with the price, it's not really difficult for now. If you are going from Excel to any ERP solution, you already make a big step forward.
Well, it was a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for coming. And if you guys want to set up an ERP system for yourself, you can once again go to our website and get in touch. Thank you.